All right, I think I am live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to your weekend, if it is your weekend. And so happy to have you here. And of course, excited to see what messages come through from Spirit this evening. So before we jump into all that, though, let's bring in some beautiful love energy. What we'll do, we're going to hit the singing bowl 2 times. And each time, just imagine this flood of energy, love, unconditional love, eternal love energy flowing down into our hearts, filling us up and flowing out to the world. Now, if you want to immediately raise your love vibration, something you can do as well is think of just one thing that you're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment, and just thank the creator for it. It immediately raises our love vibration. Plus, it also magnetizes us to receive what we're grateful for and be open for messages from Spirit. So we'll start there. If you'd like to join me, I'm going to take a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as is comfortable, and then release. And then we'll begin with the bowl. So here we go. Deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let me put her back here in her little throne real quick. All right. So, hello, everybody. Good to see everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Let me know. I've got a new microphone. I think the sound is good. Let me know if it's working okay. I appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We've got a great group of Zen friends full of huge hearts and great senses of humor. Definitely 2 things we can use on a human adventure. There's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome, 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 everybody. If you want to know how the whole process works, it's all in the description box of the video. It talks about how you can make a donation to have your reading prioritized. I do step out of the free readings and dive deeper into those free readings, generally 1 to 2 cards. I don't have a set dollar amount for donations either. But again, I talk about everything down in the description box of the video. We have a new night. On Thursdays, we have a 3-hour session. I did discontinue my YouTube monthly channel memberships just to focus on these, and then a new podcast I'm working on that will come forward probably. I was going to try to by the end of July, but since we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, it'll probably be more around September 1st. Labor Day, September 1st seems like where Spirit is leading me, but I'll have it all ready. We'll start to do teasers and talk about what's going to be in the podcast later as well. So that is what the skinny is. So welcome, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing week. And this wonderful Capricorn full moon energy and all this energy and the stars. Hang in there, everybody. We definitely, it's like a battle between our head and our heart, pushing and pulling. So hang in there. You're not in it alone. This evening, I will be using the Wonder. Let's see, you can kind of read it. It says the Wonderland Tarot there. So I'll be using this deck this evening. I love it. They're all psychedelic on this side. That's the back of the cards. And then they got some pretty interesting um, pictures as well. So we will look into all of these. We definitely will give a start with the donations first, and then we will dive in. I didn't get to any of the free readings last night, so thank you guys for hanging in there. Uh, if you try to get a free reading, I'm probably right now, I'm kind of anticipating, knock knock on wood for you free readers, getting into some free readings tonight. Friday nights I usually do. Saturday mornings are my big donation period, so I don't get through to usually a lot of free readings. Saturday nights, it's kind of sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But Sundays, we definitely, whatever I don't get to in the morning session, I do come back in the evening session, not evening session, I come back in the afternoon and have a special session to finish all that. So that is how that'll work. So let's dive in here. Now, I do have two donations from Johanna. So Jojo, I'm going to put in here, AKA Sleeping Beauty. She's in the other side of the planet. So that's the middle of the night there right now, or really early in the morning. So sometimes Sleeping Beauty falls asleep. You make your donation. So you might, I'll be on for 3 hours. So chances are she'll circle back around. So I'll notate here for two, and then we'll just see when if she usually comes in towards the end and goes, wait, I'm still here, hey. So we'll do that. So in the meantime, we'll jump up to you, Culture Envy. So thank you so much. Let's get your timestamp here. Thank you for your donation via the Venmo. Thank you for mentioning that. I see that come through. And then your question here. So your mama works at your bank, and has she been spun on your bank account or doing something at work that she isn't supposed to do? Ooh, well, let's find out. I don't know. Do we want to bust on mama energy? That's kind of dangerous, isn't it? But let's take a look here and see what we have here. So, tell us about mama. She's spying on your bank account or doing anything there that she shouldn't be doing in her job, right? I know when I worked at a company, if they had a way to see who accessed even auto insurance policies, and someone just looked up something for a friend, totally innocent. They didn't update or do anything, but their friend had contacted them, and they go, "Oh yeah, da da da." It really simple, easy question, but they got terminated for it, and I was like, "No," because they were just a sweet, wonderful person, and I'm like, "Wow." You spied on your brother in the past. Yeah, mamas want to take care. That mama bear mode can overcome a lot of things, right? So I get it. Well, let's take a look here. Is she spying on your account? First, we have the Star card and the King of Wands. Energy coming in here. Now, I like this energy for this because I feel because the King of Wands is someone who controls their urges with Wands energy. Wands is passion, motion, kind of energy. But with the King of Wands coming in, that is telling me self-control. Like a Knight of Wands is someone that just, well, acts before they think, right? Or the Page could be that too, because it's the youngest of the royals of the wand suit. But the King of Wands, they understand it's like a king of a kingdom. They know not just to fly off the handle and do things because it's not good, right? Oh, good, yeah, for that. But there still will ask the second part of the question because there is a lot of energy here. We got the 10 of Wands, which the bottom of the deck is a lot of um, energy being invested towards you. So she cares a lot, obviously. She has a lot of fear around her children, and it has a lot to do with her childhood. She doesn't want to be the type of parent that she experienced. She wants to be more. She wants to make sure that her children are cared for and that her children don't get into trouble and that they're okay and they're not doing things and they're being truthful and all these things. I feel like the pendulum, like their parents were very hands off, not paying attention, a lot of like brothers and sisters going awry and not caring, and she pendulum the other way where she's very much feels this need to control because of all that fear from the childhood. So there's a lot there. Let's see, is she doing anything she shouldn't be doing at work? We have Mama Moon energy. So that's not too bad there. We have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, all this emotional energy, movement of emotion. Let's see what else we have here. King of Pentacles. It's all about the abundance that comes in here too. Yeah. And then the Four of Wands, joy and celebration and gathering. All of this emotional movement energy and just wanting the best for you. There's nothing, she's not doing anything she's not supposed to with all of this regarding you anyway. I feel like um this energy I'm feeling is more she's watching out for you as far as keeping in, she knows like what kind of account you have and different things like that, which she can find out in a way of not going into your account. So she watches just to make sure there's option, if there's any options, anything she can tell you about that regarding your type of account and things like that. She's doing more of that, but definitely Mama Moon here with movement of the heart and all of this. But I feel like she trusts you. With that star card, it really feels more like she trusts you more out of, well, at least more than your brother. But it's like she has a certain amount of balanced belief with you compared to others. So nothing too wild and crazy going on here. So uh yeah, if you and you can always change banks, right? You're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna open up another account somewhere. But yeah, that's uh that's interesting. All right. Well, let's see what your fortune cookie is. For this evening, anyone that makes a donation, we are pulling from the self-care wisdom cards. So let's take a look here and see what your fortune cookie are. They're short and sweet, but so accurate. Oh my gosh. Look at security. You've got all these bills being paid and all of this. It's funny. It's all bank of self-care. You can't make it up. This is all the bank of self-care. It says true security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts, and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. Yeah. So this is so perfect, and I love it. Uh, Out of all the cards, the one that has bank account in it, and you're talking about bank accounts, that's just spirit. You gotta love spirit. But they are saying, take care of you. Don't worry about mom, what she's doing or not doing or whatever. Um, Nurture yourself is important right now. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I love it. That's too funny. Someone else, I don't know, does your sister work at a bank? Someone had asked before about a sister working at a bank and was she doing anything with their account? So if both your mom and your sister work at that bank, move your account, right? Too funny. That wasn't you? Okay, very good. So yeah, you're not alone in those concerns, right? Too funny, too funny. All right. So, Sean G, thank you so much for your donation. Let's dive into you here. Here is your timestamp, and then here's your question here. Hey, Jojo, welcome back, Sleeping Beauty. That's your new nickname. uh, but yeah, pop your questions down below. We'll jump to you next. Welcome back. Hope you had a good rest. All right. So, Sean, you're talking to a new guy. Ooh, okay. So, what's the 411 on him? Please be nosy. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's take a sip of some coffee. All right. So, let's take a look here. What can you tell us about this individual? All right. So, this is the core. Here are some other things to know. And then these are below the surface. This is way below the surface. Okay. So, yeah, we are definitely going to be nosy here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Cups coming in here. And the Queen of Cups is an energy, I feel like there is past life connection that comes in with the Queen of Cups, because Queen of Cups is like the High Priestess, very much about a lot of deep emotion below the surface. And when I get that card, it can mean many things. Of course, it can mean intuition and empathic abilities, blah blah blah, bunch of different things. But for this, it does feel like there is this kind of natural connection. If you feel like this comfortability with them that you haven't felt from a lot of other people, like a natural, just like, why do I just feel at ease with you? My alarm systems aren't going off. It would be because of these subconscious connections through the pathway to the Akashic records, where there's some past life emotional energies. So there is this knowingness that's there. So let's find out what else is here. At the center of everything, we do have the death card, death and rebirth, Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, that's here. So they have been through a transformation. Um, Not that kind of transformation. You're like, whoa, that explains a lot. No. So I like this because it feels like they've, someone who has gone through a lot and has transformed from like a caterpillar to a butterfly in a lot of ways. So they've been through a lot. Let's see what's above all of this here. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So they do have a good sense of their self-worth and relationship to the outside world. So I do sense some confidence here, not arrogance. Arrogance is I'm better than everybody else, but confidence is I know what my abilities are, I know what my strengths are. So I like that energy here with that. Let's see, to the left, you have two cards. We do have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. So this good, healthy energy, Eight of Swords, is being able to have left behind the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve them anymore, those that used to make him feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. It's that eight transformative energy that we were talking about. And the Nine of Pentacles is independence. It's a good independence. I do feel like they're okay being alone. They don't have to be with someone, because if you can't be happy by yourself, you can't be happy with someone else. So they really, that's, I love this transformative energy here where they do feel that way. So I like that. And then to the right, you have two more cards. Yep, the Justice card and the Three of Swords. Wow, what a good combo. Because the Justice card, of course, they have the Ace of Swords that allows them to see things from a higher perspective. The Three of Swords is the expectations, the heartbreak, the disappointment kind of energy. But that Justice card allows it because the Three of Swords would represent a lot of expectations that were plopped on to that side of the scale that made that go down, and the other scale is way off balance, right? All humans kind of start off in that way. And the more we question those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations and release them, it but if we take that, transform it, look at higher wisdom because of it, it gets put up here, which uh, balances things out more. So all of that to say, they've really looked at these expectations again with that Eight of Swords. A lot of their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to make them bring him disappointment and bring him these feelings of drive, and not being enough and all of this, but really a beautiful balanced energy with this, where they had heartaches, they had disappointments, but they realized what is a small t truth rooted in fear and how to see things from a higher perspective. Again, this energy here of a lot of awareness, a lot of learning and growth that has happened here. Now, below the surface, I know this is where we get into the being nosy more, right? So, three cards directly below the surface, we have the King of Pentacles. So, again, this sense of worth and fullness. They've been through a lot in the outside world, learned a lot about the outside world. So, there definitely is an energy of not just wisdom, but street smarts. I get how everything works and I understand it. I'm not stupid. I learned a lot the hard way growing up, but I understand how things go. And the Pentacles being the outside world, they really have a good awareness of that. Yeah, the Devil card, again, they've been through a lot of their shadow, a lot of this facing a lot of their past. The Devil card is, our shadow. It presents itself to help release us from the shackles that are keeping us pinned in the desert to allow us to move forward. And it does feel like they learned the hard way. I mean, they had a lot of stuff, a lot of chaos come to them early to shake up and rattle, because growth usually doesn't happen in a peaceful oasis. It happens in a blasting sandstorm where you feel like you're being sandblasted, right? But it sets us free, and that's what's important, is they have been set free here. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. They've got a lot of passion below the surface here too. So they do have a lot of desire to achieve things in life, but they do have um, a high drive for pleasure, and it might even be this excuse me, King of Pentacles being Taurus energy, like the sensuality and the pleasures of life, the senses of life, right? Um, but I don't feel like it's like, now again, this balanced energy. I don't feel like they're, you know, a man hoe or anything like that. I just feel like they have a great passion for life and living life because of everything they went through. They won't share that a whole lot at first because not everyone understands it, and a lot of people misunderstand it. And so once you get to know them, I forget, this was a very sensual movie back in the day, like decades ago, where someone, blindfolded someone by the refrigerator and fed them different foods to allow them to focus in on the sense and the taste of things. And it was very sensual kind of scene, and that's kind of what I feel like they would do as well, is have you, have to listen to something, like, cut off everything else that you would have to hear, and cut off everything to just be able to smell something, and to taste something, to touch something. Like, they're very sensual, like the senses and others, like things, of course. And then on the very bottom, we do have the Magician. Yeah. So there's a lot of energy below the surface here. And Again, the Ace of Wands, the Magician card. A lot of this focus and allowing themselves to live life instead of exist in life. So very much this, um, I don't know. And when you sit in all that energy, it's like someone who isn't like stagnant, isn't lazy, but they're not driven to become something else. They're more, their drive is to be and allow themselves to be expressed, allow this energy to flow through them out to the outside world, and like experiencing life from these high places. So I really like that kind of energy that's coming in there. uh, so that's what you get, the sneak peek of them right now. And let's see here. Yeah, see, it's like this. Self-care is very important, of course, but they would pamper. They are someone that would want to go do things, sensual experiences, right? Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. That would be like their very much this Taurian sense energy. It's the second house in the astrological chart, which is about worth and abundance and things like that too, but it's about experiencing things, and they have a good sense of their worth, and they want to experience life, not try to become something else. Then I can be happy. They're about experiencing pleasure and happiness as they go along in life. So I like that for you. That's what they have for you, Sean. So thank you again for your donation, and I'm excited for you. So you can let that unfold as it will. All right, Jojo, aka Sleeping Beauty, is how I'm going to put it here, and this is how it will appear. Boom. So that is that there. All right. And then I think Divine Timing, you will be up after that. Thank you for that donation. All right. And then Johanna will circle back around over that too. All right. So thank you for your dual donations. You get the black cat and the hot dog. All right. So thank you for those. Your first one here. So a lot of stuff about fairies has come up lately. Beautiful. Are they around where you live? Do you connect with them? Or have you been a fairy? Oh, great. Great questions. Let's take a look here and we'll find out here. All right. Let's see what we have. So, are they around where you live? Let's tap into your location here. I'm seeing a bunch of firefly in my head, which that I feel like that is a yes. Do you connect with them? All right. And then have you been a fairy in a past life or an other life, as we like to say? All right. Yeah, I love it. So the bottom of the deck, you do have the Four of Wands, which, if there was to be a card of, you know, fairy, that definitely would be fairy energy, right? Joy, celebration, gatherings of exciting, fiery people. So yeah, I definitely feel like that you have connections with fairies. Let's see what they are. Are they around where you live? You do have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, that would definitely be a yes on our part here, is there's a lot of emotional energy, the Queen of Pentacles in the outside world. I really love that. Are there fairies on these cards at all? I don't see them there. But yeah, I definitely feel like with the Queen of the Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, Queen of Cups is emotion and empathic abilities. I feel like you do sense them emotionally. Let's take a look here on, do you connect with them energy? You do have the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Justice card. Yeah, this makes sense. It's Justice card, the balancing of the scales. I like this. because basically they're saying you do when you're not in your head. That's the Eight of Swords. When you get out of your head and release these thoughts and beliefs, the Justice card is when you get out of those small t truths and connect to the higher truth, seeing things from a higher perspective. The Six of Wands comes in, which is a victory energy, and it's an like think of three wands on each side too, which was on here, right? She was a fairy. I imagine you were. We'll look at these other cards too, but there definitely is this. Oh, was Sleeping Beauty a fairy? Could be. I don't remember that in the old stories, but I was more focused on the prince. Just kidding. But a bunch. Maybe I'm not lying, but they but I like this. The Six of Wands is like, yeah, when your energy is balanced, when you're not in your head, you do connect with them. Uh, I feel like it's more emotionally like you pick up their emotional energy, um, and when you're grounded with that Queen of Pentacles and you're ruling over your emotions too, I feel like you just pick it up through emotional. I just feel like it's here that you feel it. Interesting. And then were you a fairy in a past life? Yeah, look at this, the world. In another world, another place. Yes. Victory, ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure. The Seven of Pentacles and the Tower card. Yeah. I like this here. I do definitely feel like you had at least one lifetime in the expression in the fairy realm. But there is here a sudden change in the world. It's like the Seven of Pentacles. It's almost like if you ever watched Lord of the Rings, when the elves, it's time for us to leave this realm, like this energy, because it's so low that we can't be here anymore. I feel like you were there when the fairies were like, you know what, we're going to vibrate higher because this, where we're at now, is not conducive to our survival. And because fairies too, when they're at a lower vibration, tend to be more sneaky, more lower vibrational like, meaning they can be tricksters and they can be um, destructive, because they take on that fear energy, uh, and then they go into defensive mode, and you don't want to f with a fairy. Things don't end well for that. So I definitely see that here. Let's see what else for your fortune cookie. What else they want you to know about fairies here, but I love that. And we'll take a look at your second one here. And then don't forget to put your third question while you're awake. We don't want the spell to be cast upon you. And you go back to sleep, Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, look, you have optimism. Yeah, the fairies really bring you this higher vibrational optimism energy. And I feel like when you can connect to that energy in your subconscious, and that makes sense with the Queen of Cups to being past life connection energy. Says if you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love stories with happy endings. Yeah, that ability, because when they're at their higher vibration, they're all beings of joy and excitement, kind of energy. So I definitely like that. All right, so that is for your first one. Thank you for that. And number two, you'd like to get some background information about the job offer you got. All right, let's take a look here about this job offer. What is this about? Thank you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Oh my gosh. And the bottom of the deck, we got the Four of Wands came back in again. So you definitely have this joy joyful gathering energy. Um, so it is a gathering. I feel like there is individuals that if you accept this and you get in there, you'll feel this connection with individuals. Um, maybe it's your fairy family. Let's see what we have here. Another. So you have the Four of Wands on the bottom. You have the Four of Swords. Peace of mind. It's energetic stability, mental stability coming in here. We do have the Two of Cups. Again, this important relationship energy that's coming in with this here. Um, you have the Six of Pentacles. So there is this energy about balance and abundance that can come in with this job opportunity. Let's see what else we have here too. Yeah, and the Sun card. So there is a very, I don't know about background, background information. They're like abundance, important relationships, letting expectations go and seeing things from a higher perspective. But it feels like I want to dive a little deeper because it almost feels like there's very important relationships that you glean during this. Let's see what else they have here. Because I'm like, what's the background? These just feels more like results than, background information. Yeah, let's see what these are here. Yep, you got the Five of Swords. So the end of conflict. The bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Cups. What else do we have here? To the Ten of Cups. Joy, 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 joy. Yeah. And the King of Cups, the balance of head and heart. So, it feels like there's a lot of, I don't know, it feels like there's a lot of transformation and a lot of important people that you meet, through this, um, job offer. And this transformation of emotion and thought that comes through all this too. But there's a lot of joy, and balance of head and heart that kind of come in. Yeah, I think I had a feeling it had to do with the set that you visited before. And but it does feel here that there's, joy and celebration and abundance and important relationships, through all this too. Um, but I feel like, is there anything you need to be cautious of? You got the Page of Wands. Here's your fairy godmother. Your fairy godmother coming in with the Page of Wands. Watch your energy, manage your energy. Um, focus on what you're wanting to grow. There's, from spirit standpoint, there is no wrong or right choices, right? Just different opportunities with different experiences and different outcomes. And with your fairy godmother coming in here, it's always like, you control your journey and your adventure through your energy. So what do you want more of in your life? What direction do you want to go? There's no right or wrong, but they are, of course, being a protective fairy godmother and saying, you know, just make sure where you invest your energy is what you want. You can always change it, but be aware of it, right? But it feels like there's abundance and important relationships that you have there as well. Your fortune cookie is you letting yourself out of a cage. Self self-love. It says if beating yourself up worked, if beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, and happy. try loving yourself instead, because beating yourself up doesn't work. So don't allow guilt or fears to keep you from experiencing things, but also go, is this what I want to grow? Is this really what I want for me? So I feel like that's the big energy that's coming in with that. Right. So those are for those two. And you do have a third one. Don't forget to put your third question. And we'll circle back around for you here in a moment. All right. All right. Let me just make sure we are going in order here. Yeah, there we are. So divine timing, you are up next here. So thank you for your donation. Let's get your time stamped down here. I do, after I end a session, I do pin a comment listing all the readings I've completed with timestamps when I'm done. So if you ever have to leave and come back after the stream is finished and you're wondering if I got to your reading, especially free readings, you can look and see. If I didn't get to any free readings, I'll put it at the top of the comment. And then if I did complete free readings, I will have a separate section with the free readings listed there too. So just an FYI. All right, so divine timing, thank you for your donation. Let me give that a love and a like since it lets me do that on those. And then what do you need to hear most for this coming weekend? All right. Let's take a look here. Let me take a quick sip here. All right, what do you need to hear most? All right, that. Do have this. Right, looks like this leads to something here. These three, which leads to this. All right. So we will take a look here. So divine timing. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I've been doing well. Hope you've been doing well as well. You're here. Yay. So you've got one card, and in the middle you have like 1, 2, and 3. So something builds. We'll see what this is. So we'll have a start of the weekend, something builds, and then how the weekend ends is the kind of energy that I feel I'm picking up here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the 5 of Cups, which the 5 of Cups energy is about a transformation of emotion from lower, kind of sorrow, stagnant emotions, can be any kind of lower vibrational emotional energy that transforms into higher vibrations. So we like that. It starts off here, with the 4 of Cups. How crazy is that? Because the 4 of Cups is a stagnant energy. So you start the weekend kind of bleh, emotionally, right? It's like, this is kind of, we reach like an emotional stability. And then it's like we stay in that stability for too long, we become stagnant. And then 5 of Cups comes along to challenge us, to help raise us to the next balance level of the 6 of Cups. So I like that, that we have the 5 of Cups. The underlying energy is the transformational energy that has come in. And the 4 of Cups is like the weekend starts off with that awareness of, that I've had this, right? Which doesn't mean that it has to be challenging energy, but we tend to grow more through challenge than but sometimes it's watching other people. We'll see what it is here. Let's see what builds up here throughout the weekend. So we start off with the Hierophant. Here's another number 5. They're the major arcana number of change, seeing things from a higher perspective, our higher self drawing us to see things differently, and we're able to transform because we're seeing things differently. So I feel like this weekend, especially, this feels like a lot of emotional things, is that one, you realize when some different emotional things come up that they're not impacting you the way they used to. Like you go, before I would be like that little, if you ever saw Inside Out, that movie where they had the little characters inside the little girl's head, and when this little mad, he was called Anger, right? He was red when he would go from 0 to flame shooting out of his head, and yeah, like that. Bah! But now you're just like, oh wow, that didn't even I didn't even realize that was even going on. It didn't even phase me. Other things aren't phasing you as much. So really, a lot of awareness around here, around your emotions, and I like that movie. I like that movie too because it teaches you that all emotion, there's no wrong emotion. There's just different emotion with different experiences and different outcomes. And I feel like this is like a reflection of realizing it. I feel like a lot of it is watching other people go through things rather than yourself here. You do have the Knight of Pentacles along with the Fool card. Yeah. So it's taken a little bit of time here with the Knight of Pentacles being the slowest moving knight out of them all. But this weekend does feel like you've let go of a lot of expectations. You're not looking at things the same, and you don't have yourself under a bunch of rules, etc. And so you are releasing a lot of other people from rules too. Because, of course, when we have ourselves under a long list of expectations, right? Supposed to's, shoulds, need to's, have to's, musts. By golly, we're going to make sure everyone else is too, right? We become little deputies of the universe, making sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? But I feel like there's been this freedom that when you let yourself off the hook, you're letting a lot of more people off the hook. And this is a different realization this weekend coming in here. So observe and be aware of how your approach to other people's actions and reactions has that your actions and reactions have changed too. Let's see what it's building up here. Yeah, the power of choice with the Chariot. Let's see what else here. Ace of Cups. Yeah, that's self-love. I love it. And the Queen of Cups. Yeah. So what a great awareness here. So where do we start here? Let's start with the Queen of Cups because Queen of Cups rolls over cups, gets a second portion of cups. She's very empathic. She picks up a lot of everyone else's emotions. But the true gift of an empath is that you can fill up with love energy and flow it out. Now, you can't make other people feel a different way, but when we flood energy out, we can make it easier for them to choose higher vibration than lower vibration emotional choices. Um, and if we're pushing out unconditional love energy, we're not then taking on all the lower vibration energy around us because it's like a fire hose. When you have the fire hose on, nothing's going in that hose because all that energy, that powerful energy is flowing out. So that's important this weekend is I, rather than let everyone else's energy, the energy of all the, you know, all the stars that are in alignment, all this Capricorn full moon energy. There's just so much going on in the heavens. We have all this astrological energy that's coming in. We got all this stuff going on in the world that's throwing a lot of people to lower vibrational emotions rooted in fear, right? So a bunch of stuff going on that if I sit and am just being aware of it all, my bubble, we need to reinforce our empathic bubbles, you know, to where we're not taking on all the energy of the world. Can still be aware of it, but when we're sitting in it, it causes us to feel a certain way, which then our little inner child is also going, "Ah, I feel that way," and then it ignites old emotions, and then we also have past life emotions that are flowing that get activated when it feels that same outside world energy. We get a lot triggered within us if we're just sitting in the energy, but if we're purposely choosing higher vibration, which brings us to the Chariot card, the power of emotional or choice, which is one is the emotional story that I'm choosing in each moment. And I can fill myself up and flood out that energy. Also, every moment we're making a choice of our story, The outside world just is. When it gets in here, we apply the story. We're given a lot of, I'd say, opinions around what something is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, what it's supposed to mean. But that doesn't mean it's the story I have to choose, even though we were kind of brainwashed going, that means this. Like, does it have to mean that? No, it can mean whatever I want it to. Same thing with emotions. You're supposed to feel this way you know, when there's a nuclear threat, which if you're as old as I am, we had that when I was in grade school. We were like, oh my God, we're all going to die nuclear. We had, drills where you'd get under your desks, like, so you can feel safe as you get evaporated by an atomic bomb. Not going to do any good. But so, like, you're supposed to feel this certain way instead of going, you know what? I'm not going to put energy into that. I'm going to choose joy and gratitude for what I am grateful for, not what I fear may happen. What am I grateful for, like in this moment today, right? And then, okay, so we make a mental choice, an emotional choice, an energetic choice. Whatever I'm focusing on grows and expands, or I draw it to me, and my physical choices. So, all of this energy I feel this weekend is like being aware of what I am choosing and being aware of how other people aren't impacting me like, we were in the past. This Ace of Cups is you're turning inward and upward, and you're filling yourself up as a chalice from the love from above. And as you're raising your love vibration and defining yourself by this eternal, unconditional love, then you fill up and overflows, and whatever anyone gives you is above and beyond extra, right? Because when we look for our love in the outside world, right? But when we look, it's disappointing, it's temporary, it's conditional. Eternal, unconditional energy and love we find within. And when we look for our love in the outside world, it falls short. When we look in the inside, it fills up and overflows. The outside world goes from a place of lack to a place of abundance and overflow because we're filling up from the inside. So, a lot of awareness here this weekend with all of that. And then by the end of the weekend, you end up with ta-da! Look at that brightness. It's almost like the sun card, but it's the star card. A lot of clarity of your dream come true, but I feel more like you are a shining bright star in the evening sky. There's a lot of with the seven stars around. The big star is the balancing of the chakras as well. But I really feel like you end up in the darkness. That seems to be the energy a lot going on the planet, that we need as many bright stars shining like the moon in the night sky or a giant star in the night sky, giving people hope. It's the card of hope. So I really feel like, that's the kind of feeling that you have as you witness and experience and step into your power of choice. And it can build over the weekend to where you've been knowing this up here, but it's like dropping it in and allowing it to be like your practice for the weekend. So I love that. I love that too. Very good. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. Let me split it this way. What else would they like you to know here? All right. Yeah. Your capital T truth. I love that. And, of course, the capital T truth is that's rooted in unconditional love. And then the small T truth, which is rooted in the human opinions, rooted in fear, right? It says truth is different at different levels of consciousness, reserve judgment. So letting, again, that kind of going back to that energy of letting people have, their experience this weekend, allow them to be themselves without judgment, realizing we're all in a different phase of our path, different, experiences. Someone can be, a kindergartner with math versus if we're, um, what having our PhD in mathematics, we're going to be at different levels because we started at different times. And so it's okay to allow people to be where they're at as well. So that is what they have for you. You are very welcome. Thank you so much for your donation. Good to see you. and enjoy this weekend. It sounds like it's going to be fun. All right. So many blessings to you. All righty. Right. See these? Okay, those were stickers. All right. So, Johanna, we're circling back around for your question number 3. Let's get your timestamps here. Well, come on, mouse. Why are you acting weird? Hold on. Okay. Had a mind of its own for a moment. I'm like, whoa. Okay. So there we go. And so let's give that a love and a like since it lets me like those. Wow, what is going on with my mouse? Come on. All right. So, Johanna, thank you for your additional donation. And your number 3 is down here. Why did you have that dream? Sorry if it's disturbing. Disturbing your brain is interesting sometimes. Hey, you're not you're not alone in that. Well, we just had a Capricorn full moon last night, yesterday anyway, and so definitely Capricorn, Saturn, the shaker, the rattler, and the moon, of course, impacting our lunar cycle. So I could definitely imagine that has something to do with the disturbing, probably realistic feeling, just whoa, so just to be aware of all that. So let's take a look here. Why did you have that dream? Right? And yes, full moon. So my hair finally went back to normal. I was like, had a hair and fangs. I was howling. It was like really an experience. Let's see what they want you to know here. All right, they do want this one here. And these two here. All right. What do we have here? Okay. Well, bottom of the deck, you do have the Empress card coming in here. Excuse me, which is, of course, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. There is this self-care, but it's about birthing something new. And I feel like a big piece of the dream, it's like your subconscious and your just it's like there's all these people with their hands in your dream for the purpose of bringing awareness around something that you're wanting to birth or questioning whether you should birth it into the world or not. So let's see what this is about here. Yeah, you have the Six of Swords. So there is this trying to leave old ways of thinking behind to move into new ways of thinking, moving from choppy waters to calmer waters, but it's about letting go of some mindsets. That's part of the dream, is that your heart and your head are battling, and so they brought the battle into oh, into the dream world to kind of have a court of sorts of showing you different sides to things so that you could work it out in your head here. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Looking at your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that cheat you out of opportunities. It's funny, Six of Swords to Seven of Swords. So there's this progression in working through the thought process. Yeah, dark humor, right? Yeah, you have the Emperor along with the Three of Cups. So choosing joy, but this is this energy of um the Emperor is the decision maker, right? They're trying to decide, what is it that I want? And that's where it stops. It's like, what is it that I want? And the Three of Cups is the heart going, but I want the joy. So it's like your heart was wanting to make sure their side was presented. And I feel like they were presenting more like, well, if you follow the mind's path, this is what you get. But what I want will take us over here. So it's almost like, in a way, it's like if you ever watched politics where two people are debating and they're pointing out what's wrong with their plan and what's right with mine. That's the kind of what is feels like is coming up in here and why it was going through in the head. You also have the 10 of cups. Again, the underlying energy is the heart going joy, 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 joy. Follow me, follow me. Do what I want, do what I want. Birth what I want, not what they want, what I want. Underneath that, we have the judgment card, which is the calling, the higher self trying to show you things from a higher place, and the high priestess, too, which again, the high priestess, both the judgment card and the high priestess have a number 2 energy because judgment is 20, 2 plus 0 is 2, right? So there's the duality showing the two different sides of things, trying to work this out. So that's why you had this dream, because that's why you want to know, why did I have this dream? Because it's trying to figure things out. And the high priestess also, she goes up into her high priestess temple, connects with spirit, looks behind the veil, dives deep into the emotions. So, and the empress is full of emotion as well, ruling over the 4 queens, which all the queens have cups energy, plus the queen of cups themselves. So she's 5 parts water, emotion, 1 part mind, 1 part body, 1 part fire, passion. But it's all about the emotions right now, which makes sense. We're in Cancer season. There's a ton of energy in the Cancer world. We just had full moon. So emotional energy being expanded, but Capricorn energy of the big thinker, um, analyzing things, uh, is where there's this battle within your kind of your being, between the head going, well, and we need to be, and the heart going, but. So that's a lot of what was going on, and why you had that dream. And I know you weren't alone, because I was having crazy dreams. So I've been having crazy dreams for about 10 years, but they feel like this year have just gone, like I feel like I'm just dreaming sometimes when I'm awake, it feels like. So I get you. I get you. All right. Oh, and your fortune cookie. Let's not forget that. Well, they want to get their point across. Let's see what we have. Oh my gosh. Look at the moon and the sun in the scales. Again, balancing, trying to figure it out. Sometimes the best decision is no decision at all. So sometimes you don't even have to decide. But I feel like because you're torn. Oh, horror movie. I know, right? It's the scary endings, right? But look and try to see below the surface what things were represented in it. And if you want, of course, my email is you have my email. But you can, if you want to tell me more about the dream, I do dream interpretations, and I can find out from spirit more. So if you want to know what the details were, it could help understand what it all was about, as well. I do. It's all channeling. We just ask spirit, what does that mean? And blah, 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 blah. So it's all the same, right? Oh, trust me. Nothing traumatizes me. If you guys knew what was going on inside this head, that's why they keep me in the basement, away from the community. I'm just kidding. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. It might be good just to type it out, get it out of your head and onto an email, right? I promise I won't publish it anywhere. All right. So much love to you, my friend. You're just too funny. All right. So Anna, Eva, you are up. And so Eva, Hopefully I said that. I probably didn't say it correctly, so my apologies. I'll just apologize because we know I didn't. Let's give that donation a love and a like. Thank you so much for that. And let's find your question. I think it's down here. Full moon. Hello, hello. Maybe you didn't post it yet. Let me look here. It should be easy to find. You have a big A for your. There it is. Your question up here. Do you see a reconciliation and romance with the man you know? He's a Leo. Oh, roar. Okay. Let's take a look here and see what we have. All right. So let's see what we have here. Oh, why did it put Anna? Sorry, Anne. I don't know why it decided to add an A there. Sometimes I think the computer thinks it knows more than we're looking. But Anne, let's see here. So is there reconciliation based on current energies? And romance, I feel, is here. And what else do they want you to know here? Okay. All right. So will there be reconciliation? Okay. Well, we have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is a card that is like expectations equal disappointment. And we got the Hermit card, which is about being off to yourself. So what I feel from these two cards together is that it would be a no. And I'm laughing out of, not at you or at the situation, but it's like, yeah, right? We get it. That's a very clear message. Will there be romance? 10 of Wands is burden. And evaluating where you're investing your energy. I had a feeling when they brought more cards, what else do they want you to know? Because I felt like that was going to be a no, but they don't like just saying, no, there's not going to, when they have an opportunity to dive deeper and to tell you why or what's coming for you, why that's okay. There's something, it's always an upgrade we're going to get. It's never downgrading in life. It's always, if something or someone is removed out of our life, it's because there's something more in alignment with our lives coming in here. And so there are like, yeah, not to invest energy in them anymore. With the 10 of Wands, there's plenty of something else coming your way that's going to be like, wow, And the energy on the bottom of the deck with the Judgment card is about our higher self calling us to a higher place. So that, does, you know, reinforce that message that comes in here. So let's see what is coming your way that they're going, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't look at that anymore. Focus your energy on this that's coming, right? Yeah, we got the Three of Wands. So that is a change of direction. And I do feel like new information will come in, new awareness comes in that has you going, yeah, this is what's right for me to go in this other direction. Yeah, our heart loves who they love, but we might fall in love with our airplane seat and coach. I love the example they give me because it's um, once I got the last seat in the back of the plane, the one that's up against, the bathrooms in the back of the plane, where your seat can only go back like an inch, right? Because there's the wall for the bathrooms, and so you can't recline at all. And people are coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, slamming that door, slamming that door, slamming that door. There's odor that sleeps out. There's usually, stewardesses, airline, whatever they call them these days, all back there clanking and stuff. And so if we get attached to that seat and we're like, I love this seat because it's better than no seat at all on the plane, and getting stuck at the airport, right? You're like, I'm so glad I have this seat. But if someone came up to you and said, I'm sorry, that seat doesn't belong to you anymore. We gave it to someone else. In that moment, we're like, what? But they're like, so, well, we do have a seat in first class for you, no extra charge. What? Suddenly, we're very happy with where we're going. And we're like, you take that seat because I got first class seat up there, So that's the kind of change I feel is coming this way. Yeah, you've got this great birthing Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. You got this victory and movement energy, two major arcana about victory and birthing and harvest that is coming your way in a different direction. And so they're really encouraging this, move and allowing yourself to not focus on the past or this hope of this for the future, but this, there's something else, someone else that's coming your way. Yeah, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles, which is about independence, and it's like a dream come true in the outside world. It's another abundance card. And the Four of Wands, you do have marriage, you have a joyful event. All of this is in the future. So there is someone else. There is a marriage that's in the cards for you in the future, but it is a higher vibrational relationship. So hopefully that helps. I like when they give us that extra information, not just, no, there's not going to be a reconciliation with that seat by the bathroom. Um, but there is something much more in alignment for you coming your way. Something that's more your match, that and you deserve to be with someone like yourself that gives and loves and communicates the way that you do, not wondering where you're always standing and with someone and always being the one doing it. Yeah, I love it. You deserve an easy life, not a hard one, right? I love this swinging in the swing set here. Today, I allow life to be easy. Yeah, go with that flow. So hopefully that helps. And that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Red, you are up. Let me grab your correct timestamp here. There we go. All right. All righty. So thank you for your donation and the behind the scenes. Good afternoon. So a couple of weeks ago, a friend recommended your channel to get insight on a situation. Well, it happened again. This afternoon, you received another fake social media. Oh, okay, I remember that friend request. You did not respond. A few hours later, they deleted the request. Was it CC again, or someone CC isn't? I love the word cahoots with. If so, what the heck is CC up to, right? Oh, of course. And your friend says, don't forget to mention nosy, because you're the OG of tarot. I love that. All right, Red. Let's take a look here and see what we got going on here. So have they returned? Dun, dun, dun. All right. And are they in cahoots with someone else as well? Let's take a look here. All right, let's see what's going on here. This evidently is the nosy over here. Let's see what we have. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Underlying energy it's like a hermit energy about being alone. Now, what Spirit's bringing back to me, and I think this is the reading that we had before, was that they had canceled it before because they met somebody and they were like, wow, and they're like, I'm done. Well, that has ended with this Nine of Pentacles. So whatever distracted them, um, they that's over. So, and you're probably not surprised that whatever was going on with, because it was like a romantic something, or like, oh, whatever, I don't need all this. I'm da 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 da. And they're like, oh, why did they not want to be around me anymore? And you're like, I'll tell you, I'll give you the list, right? So you're like, oh, they're back because they're bored, and they're what idle hands are the devil's work. So that's what I feel is coming in here. Let's see here. Was it them? We got the Six of Pentacles, which is the codependency awareness energy. Yeah, and the Five of Pentacles. Right. So, they definitely do have this feeling of like, I want to be with someone. They have that codependent type of I don't know, that just a tendency to feel I need to feel cared for. I want someone to take care of me kind of energy. And it comes with this Five of Pentacles from all these fears and all these experiences of being abandoned, left behind, a lot of um, experiences when they were younger that brought in this um, codependent type of energy. Because we usually either as children feel we have to give so much to deserve so little, or we're given so little to the extreme where we become kind of like I gotta find a better word than that. That sounds so judgmental. We don't want to say that. What some people would say, to be like a parasite. They just leech onto you and like a leech. But it's because they're so hungry, they're so desperate for love that they'll do all sorts of things to try to get attention, because all they do is negative attention, and any attention they accepted. But that's kind of their energy. So let's see here. I do feel it was them with this energy. Let's see, is there anyone in cahoots, or what else is going on here? What else can we know? Oh, is that what CC stands for? Yeah, the Three of Cups. So third party situation energy. We have the Moon card. Yeah, this Capricorn full moon. There's so much emotional energy going on, bubbling up from the surface here. And this is that Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, this Mother Luna nurturing energy, not so much Mother Nature, but Mother Moon. It's a different kind of emotional energy. But I definitely feel like they're they're yeah, yeah. It doesn't have to be you know people just want attention, they just want love. And especially, like you said, both female to female, if they didn't get a whole lot of love from their mother when they were younger, then they'll look for feminine love to replace that um kind of energy. And so if they find, like before, there was a love interest, they're like, "Oh, I'll get my love through them," and then it doesn't work out, and then they're like, all right, I've got to find love. And it's like when you're starving, you don't care what you're eating. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It's like, I'll take any kind of love. you know um um I'll even go to a dog park and play with other people's dogs just to get their unconditional love. It's like I would go to extremes, right? Yeah, see, and we've got the Six of Cups. Goes back to a lot of their childhood emotional energy. All this emotional energy. Yeah, and this Justice card coming in here, this um, attempt at balancing the scales. And this is a different energy than I normally pick up, because Justice card is usually mental energy, but I really felt like this was a moon up here, and they're really trying to balance their emotional energies. And it's just again, I keep on getting pulled back to like middle child energy where the older child and the younger child always get all the attention, but the middle child, it's like I am tired of competing, but no one's competing for the negative energy that they're just giving away. I will That's easier for me to get than higher vibrational, energy. I'll take the lower vibrational attention and energy. So that's a lot of what they're doing, and they so like someone who's starving, they don't care. They'll walk up to someone and grab food off their plate. That's the kind of energy I feel from their heart. That's going on here. And why did they delete the account again? Let's take a look here. Queen of Pentacles. Here's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, a new opportunity, another source of mother energy came in for them. And so they deleted that to back out again. I don't feel like there's someone in cahoots here. It feels like they're just trying to get attention and um in a way I feel like they know that it's them, and then knowing that kind of gives them a little sense of lower vibrational energy, which is what they're used to getting. But then I feel like they got in communication with someone else that was giving them this energy, right? Um, and so, but this isn't like romantic either. This is like they connected with someone who is like, "Oh, you poor thing." Really? And they're like, "Oh yeah, this has been my life. Oh my gosh, tell me more. Oh my gosh." And so someone that was willing to come here, someone who is in a like a has codependency tendencies to overgive in our when we're in that place of needing to be an overgiver, we seek out lost puppies and people who are in great need, and yum 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 yum. We just eat all that up until we're exhausted, and then we become resentful, and then we, get tired of the person being so needy all the time. We're like, it's like offering a vampire, you need blood? Oh, you poor thing, come here, get right here. And then they're like, okay, you're draining me, you're draining me dry. Get out of here. You don't know when to stop, you know, and that's what kind of happens. And so I feel like there is someone that is like, "Oh, come here," and so they delete, and then off they go until until they suck the blood back dry, and they get rejected. Then they'll go out looking and prowling again, right? Yeah. Um. No, I don't feel like they would have owned it. They'd have been like, "What are you talking about?" Um, because um, they don't want. Well, one, there's power in lying for them because they like that energy, that lower vibrational energy. They feel at home in it. So to go, no, no, I don't feel like they got away with something gives them a sense of unstable uh, confidence. Like, look what I did. But I don't feel like they would own up to it. I just feel like they're doing things for energy, doing things for to get negative energy, and that's where they're at right now. And it's like a little child that has lived on the streets, and they know is to um con people to get things, right? They're in survival mode, big survival mode, right? So I feel like that's where they're at here. All right, one final follow up, and then I do need to move on here. Um, so let's take a look here and see, will they try it again? The Sun card. The sun will come out tomorrow. um, yeah, because with the sun card, um, it's kind of like a mixed message because the sun card is victory and everything else. When the sun sets, when this warmth in the sky goes, then they'll start reaching out for more fire. So yeah, I feel like it'll just keep happening, and that's okay. Like I feel like you're doing the perfect thing in that you're just not responding, not reaching out, not giving into any of the energy because it's like feeding a stray cat. They'll keep coming back if you feed them. Yeah. So ching ching ching. We got abundance card coming in here for your fortune cookie, which says being a thoughtful steward for the money you already have is the secret to creating more abundance. When you trust yourself to handle more, that's when more shows up. I like this. Replace money with your energy, being a thoughtful steward for the energy, where your focus of your energy that you already have is the secret of creating more abundant energy. So I like this, that you're not, the more you invest energy in them, then we actually draw them to us. But the less we feed it energy, then it goes away. So, kind of this focusing on abundance is like focusing on gratitude for what is in my life. It helps me not attract those things. So, whenever anything comes our way that we're like, I'm like, no, okay, thank you for this reminder of what I do have in my life that I love and enjoy. And thank you for this and this and this. Then we draw in more of that too. So I like that. All right. You are very welcome, Red. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Hopefully that was enough information for you for now. All right. So let me gather here. We've had a couple more come in. So let me grab these. So up next, we will have Rosalind. Let me get yours there. And then let's see here. We did have Z PayPal came in. All right. So Maria P, you'll be up after that. Okay. And then Happy Pill times 3. Hey, Happy Pill. Let me put that in here. Happy Pill times 3. All right, so I've got all those. I'll fly through those. So that's what we'll have. Rosalind and then Maria and then Happy Pill times 3. And then Johanna for number 4. So we'll circle back around for that one here. Oh, wow, Johanna. Tornado. We had a tornado warning or tornado watch here a couple days ago, which I have them every once in a while. But wow, the first time in your country. A lot of crazy weather going on. So we'll dissipate. Let's push that. Let's push that east, right? East into the country next to you. No, I don't wish that on anyone. Okay. We'll have it dissipate instead. All right, let's get back on track here. All right, so Rosalind, let's grab your timestamp here. All right, put that down here. All right, so Rosalind, thank you for your donation and celebrating your 5th super. So glad to be able to celebrate that with you. Let's see here. Let me just say, hey, Rosalind, good to see you. Let's see, do you have a question further up? If not, pop your question down there and I'll look real quick here. Let me just see if you put it up above. If not, put that down there and we'll jump down to your question there. Go all the way to the top here. Nope, I don't see it up there. So be sure to pop your question there. I'll give you just a sec here. There you go. Oh, just a general. Okay, absolutely. So let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Appreciate it. All right. So what would they like you to know? They have the microphone and a chance to talk. What do they want to say, right? So Bottom of the deck, you do have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles energy can be an energy of patience, or you've been patient around something. It's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So, it's been um, percolating or growing here. We'll see what they want you to know around that. This is it coming to fruition or what? So let's find out here. We do have the Nine of Wands. So yeah, it has felt like something's been blocking, right? That there's something that's been holding you back and keeping you from moving forward quickly. It's almost like I'm feeling this energy of being stuck in molasses. Like I'm like, oh, it's going so slow. I want to be able to speed up. Let's go. It's like those dreams where you're trying to run, but you're just like going really in slow-mo. That's the kind of energy I feel has been going on here a little bit. You have the Four of Wands, which is a card of joy and celebration. Let's see what's underneath here, too. The Three of Wands, which is a change of direction with new information. So I do feel here, it's like you were, all this Wands energy, it's like you were headed in a direction that you feel like this will bring me joy. This is where I want. But I feel like the slowing down period has been for you to become more aware of what you really want. Where do you really want to go? What do you really want to do? And as this information has been coming in, you've been slowly changing your mind. And if you haven't by this point, there's going to be something. We'll see what these other cards are here too. But there's something coming in that's going to be like, I'm okay taking an off ramp and going in a different direction, because when I started, this was in alignment with who I was and what I wanted, but I've changed. I've been transforming, and now that just doesn't fit me anymore. And it's okay. It's like they're telling you it's okay. Give yourself permission to make change and to change directions. It's okay with all of this. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, Queen of Swords, the balance between the head and the heart. This energy feels like, you know, the mind was leading the way before with all of its thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, a lot of opinions based on the past, and like, well, this is what I should do, like, should do, supposed to do, need to do, have to do, those expectations that we grow up with. And, you're able to hit expectations and go and go, and you're taking these steps. But as you're going, your heart started to speak up, because at some point, your heart, when it was younger, um, the mind, when it started to develop around 7 years old, said, "Heart, you can't express what you want right now. You're going to get us ostracized from the tribe." So the mind took over, kind of bullied the heart into being quiet, and then the mind has been in control a lot of our lives, which is what most of it goes on with all of us, right? But at some point, the heart is like, I've had enough. I'm throwing a rebellion. I need to express what I want to. And then the mind is like, whoa, where did you come from? I forgot you were down there. And then they're like, the heart wins in the end and goes, this is what I want to do. And then the mind, instead of bullying the heart, will support the heart in the direction that it wants to go. And I feel like that's what's coming in here. The Queen of Swords, she rules over swords, but behind the scenes has cups, which is the heart. That's why it's a balance between head and heart instead of a battle between head and heart. And I feel like that's what's unfolding here. You have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so you do have two opportunities that are coming up in the outside world. And one, the mind is like, oh my God, look, that is so perfect. That matches the things on my list. And the heart goes, that's like existing. But look, if we choose what I want, this is like living. So I feel like you're going to have this decision in the outside world coming up. But I feel like the decision that you would make now differs from the decision you would make before, because you're allowing your heart to express itself more and have been allowing it more and more. And I feel like that's why it's going to feel different as you approach this. And there's going to be a choice that the mind will support your heart in with all this too. Yep. And you have the Four of Swords. Yeah. Peace of mind. the mind at rest. So I like that kind of energy because it's the mind that brings us all the, you know, um, overthinking and the supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and has to be's and all of that stuff that just steals the opportunities away from us because it's going, no, 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 we can't do that. But now there is this, it's like the fruit, the Seven of Pentacles too, which makes sense. It's like when the fruit starts to come out and we're like, kumquats, is that really what I wanted? I think I want avocado trees so I can make guacamole. So my desire for the fruit has changed because I wanted to do this before. I used to use apple trees because everyone, why did I choose apples? An apple tree because everyone else wanted applesauce and apple fritters and apple pie and apple juice and this and that, all the stuff from apples. But I really don't like apples. I want avocados. I want um, you know, um, guacamole. So I feel like that's the big message that they want you to know right now is it's okay to change your mind and follow your heart because that feels like living instead of existing. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Let's see what they have here for you. It's like I don't need to worry about what everyone else thinks anymore, right? Yeah, I like it. Move. There's a new path. Oh, perfect. A long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. But I also love this, you know, a different path lies ahead for you as well. So I like that for you. So that is what they have for you, Rosa. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Hopefully that resonated there. Then Maria P, you are up. So thank you for your donation via the PayPal. Ah, very good. I'm glad that resonates. Many blessings. All right. So Maria, thank you so much for the donation. And let us shuffle up here. All right. So, Wally's feelings and thoughts towards you today. All right. Feelings and thoughts. What did he think of your date today? All right. Boom. What's coming for you and Wally this weekend and next week? Weekend and next week. Anything else? Okay. Anything else I need to know? Right. One update on Dark Side. He seems upset over there. Okay. We'll see what that is about there. And then a message from Walter to you. Okay. So, feelings, we've got the Nine of Swords. So, there's some fears that are ignited here today. And I feel here, I'm just kind of trying to find what the source of this fear and the emotion is because it almost feels as if it's not anything that happened between the two of you. There's just these feelings of, I don't know, it's like they witnessed something in the outside world happening between people, and it ignited fear within them. Like, they're like, "Oh god, I hope that doesn't happen, to me, and you." It's like, wow. So, like, they had, like, something horrible happen between two people. It just feels like there's this fear today, ignited, and it could be, like you said, he seems upset, so it could have ignited fears with all that too. So I don't feel like this feelings is between the two of you, but towards you there's like this fear of, because they're just in this pocket of fear right now. We'll get more into that here in a moment, but what are his thoughts towards you? Yeah, see, he's got peace of mind and balanced thoughts towards you. So there's nothing, whoops, nothing going on in here around it. So the emotions, the fight or flight mode that they're in, just feels like because there's something going on, right? So we'll find out more here in a minute about that. What did you think of your date today? Ooh, I was wondering if it was that passionate date we were talking about. Knight of Wands, it definitely was. Whoa. And then the Nine of Wands. I like this. They're very passionate, and especially with the full moon yesterday, I imagine that they were just really looking for passion, really looking for passionate expression. They needed to let their fire out here. So very, very happy energy here around passion and energetic attraction that comes in here. So they like that. What's coming up for Wally for you guys this weekend? There's a really balanced energy coming in with the Justice card. Seeing things from a higher perspective, letting go of some fears, letting go of some old expectations. So I feel like there's a really balanced energy that's coming in here for you guys this weekend. Balanced communication. It just feels like seeing things from a high perspective instead of from a place of fear. So I like that. That's I like seeing that with that Nine of Swords. It's like that the mental energy, definitely, or this fear emotions that were sparked from mental energy balances out. Yeah, and King of Swords. So for next week, there's a lot of this thinking, a lot of communication too this coming week. So again, the King of Swords rules over the mind and the sword suit, but sees things from a higher perspective. So I do feel like there is a lot of clarity and communication in positive ways that comes in. I don't feel like it's, clarity around what? Uh-oh, it's clarity that brings purity, brings more clear love, clear mind, like more clear thoughts, clear emotions, clear energy. Um, and I like that. So a lot of communication, I feel, tomorrow, and I had a little moth flying around, which represents letting go of expectations, and that makes sense with all these things too. Come say hello if you want. So like a little tiny one. Here he is. All right. um Anything else? Yeah, death. Got the death card. Uh-oh. Um, so, the death card here does represent endings and beginnings, transformations, ending of old ways. And again, all this energy we're talking about with clarity, moving to a new level of mental clarity, emotional clarity, energetic clarity, even physical clarity that comes in here. So this is like whatever they're going through right now, there's this phoenix that rises from the ashes in a good way with all this. So it's represents like Scorpio energy. They go from a scorpion to a snake to an eagle to a phoenix. So there's these levels that of relationships too that we transform and go through. And this is like going to the next level. It's going to a new place of feeling and being that comes in here as well. Um, and I feel like that is oh no, this one is the updates on the dark side. He seems upset over there. Um, yeah, we do have the Two of Wands. And normally the Two of Wands is that energy of whatever we focus on grows and expands. But I feel like this is more like two people with flaming swords. In this case, it's flaming wands. Two magicians with flaming wands, like Harry Potter, right? I'm sure you've got children, so you probably watch Harry Potter, where they're doing the battling, right? The battling, um, you know. But I do feel like there is a lot of, and wands is fiery energy. So there is, conflict, there is battling that's going on, and that makes total sense with everything else. But it does feel like because they had a pretty peaceful, almost 4th of July weekend, but I feel like it's like 2 weeks worth of battling that's been saved up that they're going at each other, right? So there is a lot of going back and forth there. But that's their battle, not yours. So all you can do is send love and just focus your energy with the Two of Wands on your relationship with them, not their relationship and what they're doing with other people. Just send love, and you don't have to solve it. And then a message from Walter. Yeah, magician. The magician is you focus on your, focus on your life. The Two of Wands and the and the magician has that Ace of Wands energy, which is whatever you focus on in your life is what grows and expands. And I feel like this is like Walter's higher self talking to you, going, just be aware, of course. This is what it always comes down to, right? If you focus on the lower vibration, that grows, right? If you focus on what you're grateful for, that grows. So just it feels like a reminder, don't worry. If you focus on the expectations, what's going on over there, what's not happening, all that stuff, just drama gets bigger when you focus on it. But when you focus on gratitude for what you do have in your life, what you do love, then you get more of that. So they're just kind of saying, just kind of look at the energy that you're investing in. So that's what they have for that one for you, Maria. So let's give you your fortune cookie here. All right. Yeah, you got the risk. Rolling the dice. Take a chance. Every risk is a success when you're committed to learning and growth. So don't be afraid to move forward, because this is how you grow, and this is how because it's like you fear, um, when that's risk, right? What am I risking? What am I going to lose? We get, then it becomes scary, instead of going, what am I going to, uh, no matter what happens, I'm going to grow through this. If we get closer and things end up, going way up, and we end up, you know, whatever happens, I'm gonna learn and grow through that too. If it ends and I don't see him ever again, I'm gonna grow through that too. Regardless, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to grow, and I like that. Risk it, roll the dice, and enjoy the adventure. Right. So I like that. All right. So that is what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. Let me just grab these here real quick so I can see where we're at. All right. Okay, so where we're at now, I'm just keeping everyone in aware here. So donations, I have Happy Pill coming up. We'll have 3 for you. Then we'll jump back to Johanna, and then hey Moonlight, we'll jump to you, and then I'm not sure here. I don't want to mention your name. I did get a PayPal donation come through too, but if I don't. I don't want to say like your real name um, in the chat. So, but you'll be up next after that. So if you'll comment and just say, "Hey, yeah, it's me. I made a PayPal," then I will know which is your your screen name, because I don't want to put it out there, and for privacy purposes, of course. So. All right. So Happy Pill, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Times 3. All right. Let's dive in here. That's your timestamp, and we'll get you squared away here. All right. Let me take a quick sip here. So Happy Pill. Let's give your first one a love and a like here. Thank you for your donation. A reading for your upcoming examinations. All right. So based on current energies. All right. What are we looking at here for outcomes? All right. Well, got the Page of Pentacles came flying out here. So let's see what we have here. So, of course, on the bottom of the deck, we do have the Devil card, which is Capricorn energy, Saturn energy. They are the work. You know, they give you a challenge, and if you do the work, you get the reward. So they're saying continue to study, continue to you know, do your due diligence and preparation for it, and you'll do well with this Page of Pentacles that's coming up here, right? So Page of Pentacles is a card of abundance in the outside world, so we like that kind of energy that will come in here. I feel like, and we'll look at these a few cards here too. Of course, it's important to remain as calm as we can whenever we're having any kind of examinations. Anything we can do, breath work, stepping out of our fears, listening to some really happy music. Listening to music is a really a big energetic transformation too, especially if it's something that calms you or excites you, makes you happy and joy. You go in and then into this exam higher vibration, then it's more difficult for lower vibrational fear to come in, because if we activate our fears, then of course we get knocked out of our brain by a little 2-year-old and its pet hissing cat in survival mode, which doesn't access our intelligent, loving, compassionate side. It blocks that out, because fight or flight mode is about survival, not about thinking of things. So we definitely don't want that little child and that pet hissing cat to take the test, right? So anything you can do to have that calmness and that grounding comes in. Because the Page of Pentacles too, pages, they interact with their own suit, which Pentacles is earth, grounding energy, but all pages get a second portion of Pentacles too. So that's really ground yourself so that you have access to your brilliant mind, and then there's success that comes in. You have the World card. That's good. That's a victory, success. Ace of Cups, happy energy for Happy Pill. So I like this energy. It's the ending of one cycle, the beginning of a new adventure. So I feel like you pass your exams, allows you to go on to the next step. And you have the Three of Pentacles too, which is a creativity and abundance energy that comes in with it too, and about you being true to your authentic self too. But it's creation energy. It's like Empress energy too, which also radiates fruitfulness and abundance that comes in with that. So I like that for you, Happy Pill. So I feel like that's what they want you to know about the exams to help you there. We'll pull a fortune cookie too, and we'll go on to your second question. All right, there we go. Let's see what else they want you to know here. What else about your examinations? All right. Oh, nice. A beautiful surprise. Dun, da, da, da. And it says, release your expectations and be open to surprise. That's the other thing. That's good, you know, energy, because when I focus on expectations, that's lower vibrational energy, because it's like you have to do all this work just to get up to ground zero. That's the Devil card too. It's getting rid of the mindsets, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be. That's where a lot of our fears are attached to, is I'm supposed to pass and I'm supposed to hit this and I'm supposed to do that, and there's a lot of pressure, instead of just letting it all go and enjoy the journey, enjoy the studying, enjoy the process, enjoy the results, instead of defining ourselves by outcomes, right? So I feel like there's a good release that comes in with that too, right? So that was number one. Number two, let's give that a love and a like. Thank you for that one. So a professional life reading. All right, let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know about your professional life, right? Those, ooh, they want this one and this one, these two and this one. Okay, going a little deeper into this one for you here. We have Four of Swords. This is another energy. The Four of Swords is about peace of mind and Usually it's someone like sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which is gives you the ability to see things from a higher perspective, and the Three Swords of expectations that we are just talking about plastered on the wall. So there is this peace of mind comes around when we stop trying to do what our mind is telling us we're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do, and allow ourselves freedom to go where we want to go, do what we want to do, instead of defining ourselves by those things, right? So I like that energy being on the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, the Five of Swords is the battle between the head and the heart. And the Eight of Cups is about leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve anymore. And that can be career relationships too. So I do feel like your career, you are having this, battle about what you're wanting to do. Your mind has an idea, your heart has an idea of what it wants to do. And this is about letting go of the old ways of thinking, the old ways of feeling, and being okay with, where am I investing all of my emotional energy? And but I do feel like this conflict here, there is this, like, you're ready to leave what you have been doing and do something that's more in alignment with what you're wanting in life, right? You have the Nine of Pentacles, so that's independence, kind of like this dream come true in the outside world, and the Four of Cups too. Four of Cups is like this boredom and stagnancy, where you feel like you're not growing, you don't feel like you're going anywhere. You reach a certain level, but with both the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups, it can represent like we get to a certain level, like we accomplish and grow and we get somewhere, which is an accomplishment. But then we're like, if we stay stagnant too long, then it does feel like boredom. It does feel like stagnancy. And it just feels like I need change. And this is where that um, struggle comes in, the chaos comes in to rile things up so that we'll grow instead of stay stagnant and die out, right? So I like this, that this is coming in here for you as far as your professional life, because it is about, it's time for change. It's time to get out of the comfort zone. It's time to leave things that feel safe, that are stagnant and like you're existing. And it's time to move into something more like you're living. Yeah, we've got the 10 of Wands, endings and beginnings energy, and the Two of Wands, which is making plans and then putting energy behind it. So you are encouraged to like look at, okay, where do I want to go from here? What do I want to do? And to put energy behind it, because staying where you're at is taking a lot of energy, where it almost feels like a burden, instead of like, okay, this is what I want to do next. I'm going to invest this energy into going into that direction. Then that brings me um, new life into my life, instead of more existence and more cage and more feeling suppressed. So I like this for you. Your final card is the Lover's card. Yeah. The power of emotional choice. It's interesting too, the Lover's card, the meaning that they're bringing in. One of the things about the Lover's card is it's the first card in the journey through the major arcana, where in the beginning, we've got the Full card, which is our soul, and then Magician is the spark, and the High Priestess is our spiritual energy. The Empress is us being born into the world. The Emperor is us getting all the rules of society, and you must obey, and then the rules of spirituality, you must obey. All these rules that we learn as children, praise and punishment. But then the Lover's card comes in. That's the first time, like Romeo and Juliet, were like, screw the rules. I don't care anymore. I love this person. I don't care about curfew. I don't care about the rules. Or I love this band, or I got to go see this movie. It's where something within us is so much more important than doing what everyone else is telling us to do. I like this for you because this is an energy around professional life where you're like, I've had it. I can't stand it anymore. I've got to do this for me. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm doing it. And this is the kind of energy I feel is coming in with your professional life. You're ready for a change. You're ready for movement forward. All right, let's see what else we have here for you. Yes, exactly. Here it is, the rebel. I'm not going to do things like everyone else wants me to do. I'm going to do it my way. It's time to celebrate the fact that you don't fit in. Stand on your own 2 feet. You make the decisions that you want to go. You make the plans. You go in the direction that you're wanting to go. So I like that for you, Happy Pill. So that's what they have for you. And then number 3, let's give that a love and a like here. A personal life reading. All right, let me take another sip here. Getting thirsty. All right. All right. What else about your okay, wow. Boom, boom, boom. Energy just flowing out here. Let's see what they want with these here. All right. So let's see what we have folding here. You do have the Tower card is the underlying energy in your personal life here. And underneath that, you do have the Ace of Pentacles and the Death and Rebirth card. Transformation of emotion underneath that, along with the Pentacles. You got this, a lot of this change energy that's coming in here. Change, 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 movement, movement. But I like that, underneath the Tower card, we do have the Ace of Pentacles because it's a good energy to know in your personal life that situation or person, if it's a person, when they get removed out of our life, it is for us. It is always for us. And it's to make space for things that are more in alignment with what our higher soul wants and the direction we want to go. It clears the pathway for us to move forward. Something that's been damming our life, no, damming up like a holding back water, right? Holding back our flow to be able to go move forward. So I do feel like in your personal life, there is a big shakeup that happens that creates an opening that allows you to move forward. It feels positive, of course, because the Ace of Pentacles, it opens up this great new opportunity. And your first card up was the Six of Wands, which is a victory and flow energy, right next to the Four of Wands, which is joy and celebration, as well. So 2 positive energies, I mean, really 3 with the Ace of Pentacles too, that comes about because of the sudden removal of a situation or person out of your life to allow more. Now, the Four of Wands can be also a joyful celebration or gathering. So I do feel like this clearing allows you to go somewhere, attend somewhere. Let's see what else comes in here. Yeah, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a transformational card of the outside world. Again, we already knew that it's going to allow you to move forward. It's going to allow you to see the fruit of the blood, the sweat, the tears that you've put into your personal life. But it feels like there's been something that's been holding you back, something that's been keeping you. And this is opening that up, allowing you to move forward. Let's see what else is below the surface here. Yeah, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents like just a wonderful compatible situation or person where it just fits you like a glove, because it's the balance between the head and the heart, and there's this wonderful um energy of that cohesiveness. It's like just someone that's, or a situation that's so compatible in your personal life. But that's what this is all opening up for, is realizing, this is something that, allows us to see where it is we want to go, what we want to do, um, who we want to be with. But it takes us clearing away this other thing with the Tower card out of the way for us to go, "Oh, wow, no, that is what I want. This is what I was convinced I was supposed to want." But when that gets removed and then this other person or situation comes into our life, we're like, I'm so glad that that tower burned down, because I would miss out on this instead. And you have the Four of Swords for this one too. Peace of mind that comes in. It does allow you to let go of expectations and get out of your head. around the supposed to be's, the should be's, the need to be's, the have to be's. It just feels like there's a big energy of that. Well, we have the Capricorn full moon happening, which you got the moon on the bottom of the card. Which Capricorn energy is that shaking and rattling of long held beliefs, allowing us to move past and be freed from some old restrictions. So I do feel like your personal life is really opening up with that as well. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right, it's this one here. You have body, which says your body deserves your love. And I like that because, it's like you deserve, but before anyone else, you deserve your self-love, right? But then I like what they're adding on in my brain up here is, and then you deserve to have someone that loves like you love, someone who communicates, someone who gives like you do. You deserve that. And that's what this tower removes situations out of your life that don't align with your energy to allow something that does to come in. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. So many blessings to you. All righty. Let me just see here. All right. So, Johanna, we are to you. Thank you so much. This will be question number 4. Let's grab all of your timestamps so we have them all together here. So, thank you for that. Let me remove this one down here. All right. So, we do those there. There it is. Let's give that a love and a like there. Whoa. There we go. So, last question. Did you connect with Archangel Gabriel today? Funny because you were reading about the storm now and it was called Gabriel. Well, maybe you caused the storm, Jojo. Earlier today, you were just reading about Archangel Gabriel. Isn't that amazing? Let's take a look here. So, did you connect with Archangel Gabriel today? Let's see here. Got these. All right. So let's see what we have here. Let me just scooch these out. Maybe I can just put them down here. Forgot that I have my camera tilted on purpose. Only what? Couple hours into the reading. Would you guys want to see your cards down here? All right. Well, you get to see them up close anyway. So you have the 8 of Pentacles coming in here. The 8 of Pentacles is an energy of transformational energy, about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and seeing the reward. And but this one, this feels like nature. Um, kind of energy. Let's see what comes in here, because I feel like that underlying energy, it's important to know that the transformational process that you're going through is inviting in a lot of different entities on the other side. Sorry, I was in your, I'm like, sorry, I was seeing it. You guys can't see it. Sorry, my eyes were closed. But there's this variety of all these different entities that are circling you, that they're not your normal guides. So you're in a big transformational time, and so there's a lot of different higher vibrational beings that are coming in for your life here. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles, the joining together of the hands here, the solid foundation. Again, this Pentacles energy. I feel like they are taking on a role of helping you with connection with Mother Nature. It keeps on taking me to the um, outside world. I'm not sure what Archangel Gabriel rules over. Is it the body? Because it feels very much physical world energy. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the 3 of Wands to help move you in a different direction. that you're wanting to go in. So I definitely feel like you did here. Yeah, the Three of Swords. They have all this realization with all these threes. Um, a change of fear, a change of a change of fear. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the Judgment. Yeah, they're allowing you to see things from a different perspective. And here's a big angel here that's guiding you. So yeah, definitely with all of this, I feel like they are saying yes, yes, yes. But I feel like it's more about the body. Yeah, and this moon energy too. I love that they, with this Capricorn moon energy, that it's as if your energy was amplified, and when you reached out, they were like pinged. It was like a, you know, a pulse that you sent out, and they were like, "Oh, what?" And you paged them, and they're like, "Yeah, you rang." And it's your energy that invited them to come in, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I can help you with these things." It's like you're with reading about them, and your energy pinged them to show up, and they're like, "Yeah." And that's what's amazing with these beings on the other side, is that they can be with every single one of us. That's our power. It's like we can be with our higher selves can be with everyone if we wanted to be as well. So they have that power, and I do feel like they're helping you through something to do with the physical world. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so reassessing something in your life, and you have the right to change your mind. And that's that whole Three of Wands. They're helping you move in a different direction, but it's you that's changed your mind, and they're helping you with a transformation of some sort. It has to do with the physical body. I feel like I'm not sure what, again, Archangel Gabriel is the expert in, but they're going to help you in with their expertise. So I like that for you, Jojo. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right, let's see where we're at here. So let me see here. We've got a couple timestamps here. All right. So Moonlight 5, you will be up next for times 2. And then I'm just going to say your first name, Helen. You will be up via the PayPal after that. Oops, nope. Yeah, no, that is right. Hold on. Reverse. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, so Moonlight has one, and then Helen. I'm so sorry. I got out of order here. And then we bounce back to Moonlight. And then we bounce over to Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Via the CashApp, and then we jump back to Moonlight. So that's what we're going. Back. All right. I think I have it down now. So divine guidance, music, and pregnancy and stuff. Whoa! Well, so yeah, so maybe they'll help you with music instead, or maybe it's your physical voice. If it's something to do with physical, um, whatever they rule over, whatever physical relates to it, I feel is like what they're helping you with. So if they're expanding your umbilical cords, whoops, your vocal cords. Uh-oh. Like if it's pregnancy, it's immaculate conception right now. All right. So let's dive in here. Let me take a sip and let's get back in. All right. So hey, Moonlight. Good to see you. Let's grab your timestamp here for your first one. Of course, we'll have more coming your way here in a moment. So let's take a look here. Let's give your first one a love and a like here. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Organizing and purging. I have my office all cleansed again. Change the the setup again. I did not get to any free readings yesterday. Um, and it's good to mention to everybody when I pin a comment after each stream, at the top, I'll mention I didn't get to any free readings or not. And if I do get to any free readings, then when you look at the pinned comment, the free readings will be listed below. At the rate we're going right now, I'll be on for about 45 more minutes. You can now you can go back to sleep. Yay! Thanks for visiting with us, Johanna. Sleep well. Sending you lots of love. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to get to any free readings tonight either. Well, we'll see here. If I'll shut up and get into the readings, maybe we will, right? All right, let's continue here. So, Moonlight, the outlook for love for the next 2 weeks. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. Okay. And this, and I feel like this one here, and this one here. Okay. So let's see what we got unfolding here. All right. Well, looks like you're going to have some alone time here, Moonlight, because you got the Hermit card as the underlying energy on the bottom. So that, of course, is a lot of time alone, connecting with spirit, reflecting on things. So let's see what comes in here regarding love. So we have the Six of Pentacles. So there is this energy, this is one of my, looking at my tendency to overgive and feel like I need to overgive. So I feel like there's a little more fine tuning that they're doing in that department because the huge heart that we have, we probably need a lot of uh, alarm systems that will go off when we start to overgive, right? Because that's our tendency. I know balance, like I've been talking about, me balancing has been, and if for those of you that have been with me for so long, since I started all of this, a lot of you have, you realize how many times I had to rebalance and rebalance and rebalance and rebalance and rebalance. That is my challenge. So, we're definitely not alone in this tendency to overgive and want to do so much and then realize I don't have all the energy to do all that. So it's about bringing it back to basics, bringing it back to you, and what you love and enjoy right now. So that's part of the hermiting that's going on here. Hey, WO. You got the Hanged Man. Yeah, here's that cocooning, seeing things from a higher perspective. Um, yeah, just a lot of awareness coming in to show your what you're ready to let go of, what you've been transforming, any thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore, any emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that doesn't serve you, even the physical things, purging, because these things don't fit anymore. And it's time to let those so that you don't bring that into a loving relationship, but it's setting the foundation for it, right? Yeah. Well, the more you invest in this, the faster the energy changes, right? Yeah, so you have the Two of Cups. So that is relationship. There is relationship at the end, and Ace of Swords is new communication that comes in here. So I feel like with this hermiting, you know, oh yeah, they just separated the cards. They've got two the Six of Pentacles and Hanged Man over here with a card underneath, which we'll look, and then the Two of Cups and the Ace of Swords with a card underneath. So they suddenly separated it into 2 weeks. And I don't feel like it's equal, like week 1, week 2, because I kept on wanting to go there. Like, no, 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 no. It's more like week and a half, number one, and then towards the end of the 2 weeks is when there's communication regarding an important relationship in your life that comes in. Let's see the energy of the first like week and a half. Yeah, you do have the Six of Cups. So this is about balancing emotional energy. With the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, this is doing some inner child work, going back and looking at who was it when you were younger, 7 years old and younger, who were those individuals that you felt you gave so much to and got so little back, and about letting, you know, forgiving, not for their sake because they deserve forgiveness or anything, but forgiving for your sake, releasing the wrath, releasing those old, um, say determinations. Is that really right? But it's the the scales, right? It's like not letting it be this, but letting it go so that the scales reset to one. And then the last part of the 2 weeks, the underlying energy around those others is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, there's movement of heart there. So there we go. You're keeping your boundaries and saying no. So hey, well, not that way. There we go. You're changing from no to no. I like that. We're evolving. It doesn't have to be a screaming anymore. It's a calm no. But I'm proud of you. That is something to do. So I like that for you. Just a little bit more of looking into that, balancing that, rate of exchange for love. And it has to do with child work over this next week and a half. Just, yeah, what's down there? There's something bubbling that can be released. So let's see what else they have here for this one for you. Grab your fortune cookie here. Okay. All right. Look at the little birdie on your shoulder. You have friend coming in here. Be as good a friend to yourself as you are to others. I love that for you. So that comes back to that self-love, right? The more we raise our love vibration, the faster things speed up too, right? But also every relationship we have is a reflection of our own self-love. So the more we raise our love vibration, the more we can give and receive love, which is a win-win-win-win, right? So I love that for you. So that's for your first one there. Of course, we'll circle back around for your second and third one here in a moment. All right. So Helen, you are up. So via PayPal, I'm not sure what your screen name in YouTube is, because I don't think it's in your PayPal. So I'm not sure. I'm just going to put your name here, and I apologize if you didn't want that shared. All right. So Helen, thank you for your donation via the PayPal. And you wanted to know, when will Jacob reach out to you and how he feels? All right, let's take a look. So based on current energies, when will Jacob reach out? Okay, thank you. Whoops. And then underneath that. Toot, toot. And then what are his feelings? How does he feel? So current energies on how they feel here. Is there anything else we need to know? No, I guess not. All right. So, we've got the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. And Seven of Pentacles is, of course, it's one of the patient, slow cards, which last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Whenever we get a slow moving card, it generally is about like giving us the opportunity to learn something new, to let go of some things, to raise our vibration. So we're not doing what we've always did and getting what we've always gotten, but we're, raising our vibration to draw in something that matches that energy differently. So let's see what's coming in here. So, and I feel like the when might be slow moving, right? But let's take a look here. We've got the moon card here. We have the full moon that was just yesterday, but the moon is cycles. Let's see what's underneath that. And the Page of Wands. So there's something that sparks energy here, but because we just had a full moon yesterday, obviously they didn't call yesterday or contact you yesterday. I feel like around 2 weeks from now, we have a new moon. what is that going to be in Leo? Are we going to be in Leo new moon already? But it is about action and movement. And this Page of Wands does show that they are sparked to contact you. But I feel like it's more around the new moon here within the next couple of weeks because of the cycles with all this. Everything is ranges with energy. So with this Page of Wands, it's also just a good understanding of how things work, right? When I focus on like um want and need, like I want them to call me, I need them to call me, I fear they won't. When I of course if I focus on fear of them not, then my energy pushes them far away because my energy is saying I don't want them to call because I'm focusing on that fear of them not calling. What our energy echoes is not call, not call. I fear they won't call. Don't call, don't call, right? And same thing with need and want, right? That's lack energy because I feel like I don't have something now. I want it. I don't have it. Not have energy is lack energy. If I focus on that energy, then it pushes it, makes it harder for them to contact us, right? So instead, what we can do with that Page of Wands is focus on what I'm grateful for. Um, like if you've had contact with them in the past, then you can think about those times when you did have contact, the things you did enjoy about them, and have gratitude around it. That gratitude energy expands that and draws that in to us instead. So it opens it up, allows it easier to come to us instead of resisting and pushing it away. So I feel like that's what they want you to know with that piece here. And then let's look at how they feel. King of Swords. Wow, very much mental energy. They roll over the suit of thought, and then all kings get a second portion of thought. So, really, in their heads, it might be like it's almost like they're saying it's maybe more fitting to ask, how do they think about me? Because maybe they're a big thinker, not a big feeler. So, they could be an air sign, be a Capricorn, um, Virgo, you know, energy too. Those are two big thinking signs. Scorpio sometimes can be big thinkers, get caught up in their heads. So I feel like they're really thinking a lot about a lot of things, but it feels like maybe their emotions are more paused because they're really up here overthinking. Let's see what else we have here too. Yep, King of Swords and King of Pentacles. More thinking and about abundance as well. So, three parts thinking, one part physical, the world, abundance, what's going on in the outside world. So, they seem to be distracted a lot about focusing on the world, the coin, and that kind of things, coming up as well. So, we definitely have a lot of that energy going on here. Okay, great. And then the Knight of Cups. So, whoosh, we do have movement of heart with the Knight of Cups. So, when we're looking at the combination of all that energy with these three cups of how they feel, they're really a lot in their head, a lot in about their physical world, but their heart is moving and there is movement. The Knight of Cups, Cups is, of course, the emotional suit. Knight is movement and quest for love. Um, so that definitely is part of all that there, but they feel very distracted by so many other things that are going on in their life here with this energy that's coming in. So um, it's almost like they've been taught love comes last. You gotta have all this stuff in order, then love. I feel like they learned that by their family growing up. It's like, especially with the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom, is love waits. It's this and then this and then this, and then you can have love. And it's like, wow, that's you know but that's how we're taught through experience and seeing it in our own families. So I feel like that's what's coming in here right now for you. We'll grab a fortune cookie too, so hopefully that helps, Helen. And let's see what else they have here. All right, what else here? All right, Helen, we've got here. Ooh, action. So I like that. Going up the stairs to the door, it says, baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. So I like that. Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit, like we talked about. But it doesn't go from seed to tree with, branches and leaves and blossoms and fruit. It starts off and there's little phases. It all takes time, to have things happen and unfold. And it goes through that direction. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Thank you again for your donation. Right, and we're circling back to Moonlight. Let's grab your additional timestamp here. All right, Helena. Okay, thank you, Helena. Let me just adjust that real quick here for at least the post. So thank you so much. All right, so Moonlight, there we go. There's your 2, and of course we'll circle back for your 3rd one momentarily. So let's scooch up here. And all right, so this one's for the little heart emoji. So thank you for your donation. Anything exciting for this Saturday and Sunday? Sunday. Let's take a look here. Okay. Saturday. Oh, and they want this one for Sunday. Okay, what else? Sunday, what else? All right. Underline energies. Ooh, okay. Those two. Nope, not those. Okay. I laugh because your hangman came out, just hanging around. I'm just a caterpillar in a cocoon, transforming, changing, swinging around in my cocoon. So let's see what we have here. Saturday. Yep, you have the Strength card with Leo energy and the 5 of Swords. This with underline energy too is the King of Wands. Yeah. So you deciding, you stepping into your power, your strength, Leo energy with the Strength card of the, King of the Jungle. You're the, Queen of the Jungle. But there's this, the 5 of Swords. It does feel like Saturday is a day where you're really stepping into your strength, really stepping into your decision making, skills that are coming in here. Yeah, I was just reading here. So you're kind of tired of all the changes in moon and planetary stuff that's been going on for a long time now. A little roller coaster, lots of change outside, inside, dreams, signs, no sleep. Yeah. It feels like here on Saturday you do have a bit of that conflict between head and heart with the 5 of Swords, which a lot of this, is bringing in, to our lives too. So there is a lot that's happening with Saturday, but it feels like you're stepping into I'm deciding again. Kind of feels like the boundaries thing that you're really reinforcing a lot of boundaries because there's an opportunity for external conflict, but you don't have to accept it. It's like, no, I don't have to do anything. Psh, 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 psh. So I like this for you here. And it also gives you some time here with this cocooning to really explore, ask, because I have a little sticky note which says, ask my pain what it needs from me. I feel like if you ask your energy what it needs from you, because I feel like you do things like meditation and put up a bubble and do all this, but I feel like asking your energetic system, maybe even your fire elemental spirit guide, going, what can I do to help me manage this energy more? I feel like that would be good for you this weekend too. Yeah. Well, hermiting doesn't mean that you have to stay in your house. It's just more you're pocketed away from people. So go to the sea. If you can go by yourself, go. But it just means you don't have to. It's not hanging around other people right now a whole lot. Um, Sunday, you do have the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. And let's see what the underlying energy on this is. You also have the King of Swords, a lot of thinking, and the Justice. So a lot of balancing energy here on Sunday because, the Two of Pentacles and the Justice card, both of those are, about adjusting the scales and this balancing of things. So getting out of your head of the King of Swords and there are these feelings with the Five of Pentacles that have to do with just questioning some beliefs in lack, the fear of being left behind, of not having enough, not being enough. That's part of this process because the Five of Swords on Saturday, the Five of Pentacles on Sunday is part of the hermiting. It's about understanding why I'm feeling what I'm feeling and asking a lot from spirit. That's what the the Hermit card is too, is allowing them to guide, right? To look to them for that star within the lantern to help guide you. It's like I've got a lot of questions. They're like, that's why we have this hermiting going on. Ask. We'll show you. Why do I have these beliefs? Why do I feel this way? Ask of them, and they will bring a lot of this to you. And I feel like this weekend is part of that, part of those energies, because the more we get to those roots, the more that we can really open that up, right? So let's take a look here. What else do you have here? Yeah. So managing your energy this weekend. It feels like it's coming in here and it says, stop trying to please everyone. Everyone is a whole lot of people. Protect your energy. So there you go. Um, Protecting your energy, I feel like, is a big piece of this weekend too. But I really feel like asking your fire elemental spirit guide for guidance on how can I manage all of this energy so I'm not knocked off and feel like I'm up and down and all over the place. How can I maintain this balance of this energy? And in that balance and that peace that you can obtain, that's where you can do that work more easily. It's like trying to write calligraphy on a rocking boat, right? You're like, it's a little challenging. I get it, right? But if you're still and solid, you can be like beautiful, writing, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit there. That's what they have for that one for you, Moonlight. So we'll circle back around here for your third one here in a moment. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah. Try the asking. I think that will help. All right. So many blessings to you. And we'll be back in a sec. All right. So let's see here. We've got Michelle Smith up next. Thank you for your donation via the Cash app. So let's put that out here. All right. And let's see here. 803. So you would be back up here. There you are. So love you too. What do your ancestors want to tell you? All right. Let's take a look here, Michelle. Let's tap into your ancestors. Well, I'm getting not just one tree, but an orchard. I love it. We might have talked about this before, that we, of course, sometimes hang around in our human expressions in like one family tree in different spaces to try to help you know, the family tree evolve and transform, help cut away chains, help move forward in different areas, release things. We do that. But we also want to experience all these different family trees in the orchard of family trees. So we'll go into different lineages to be able to witness and experience all of that ancestral energy. And that's what I'm seeing is when I'm going into your ancestors, they're like, they're rushing in from all these different family trees, not just your current one. So I love that. Let's see what they have, what they want you to know here. Of course, they're speaking as one because they can. Let's see what they have here in this one too. Okay. So what do we've got? What do we got going on here? Knight of Cups. Yeah. Every knight has a quest, and the Knight of Cups is on the quest for the Ace of Cups. So there's some great energy that comes in with this of um it's like they're all wanting to know that that's the quest of every human being is the quest for their inner love. And that we're all told, it's like all your ancestors. We were all told it's out there, but it's not. you know and anything you can do to help your family tree know that the quest is for the Ace of Cups. It's not out there. They're like they're showing me, I don't know if you ever saw Harry Potter, but it's in the Sorcerer's Cup or whatever that one was, where the guy, he's going into the maze and he's all telling him which way to go, as he because he's the one that hid the cup, and he's like, all right, and it's like that's what I feel like the ancestors are telling you, that that self-love is the answer, and the cup is in here, not out there, but you can tell others it's over here, it's in here, you know and I like that. I feel like it's that's the underlying energy. Let's see what else they want you to know here. Yeah, the Page of Cups. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, higher love, that there's a greater love inside of us than in the outside world. And the Five of Wands. Yeah, the Five of Wands represents like the crew, the people. It's like a friends group, or like a social group kind of energy. And I feel like there is this um because it's like, well, how do I do that? It's like by being love in the groups of people that you hang around. That's how you can help bring it, is by being a beacon of love, because you can't change people's minds. God knows we've tried, 0% success. But when we change hearts, that's when things change. And so I like that energy that comes in with this of, release and uh, of trying to control and needing to convince and everything. It's just about being that love. As you fill up with that love on the inside, just let it fill up and overflow. And the biggest gift you can give is by raising your own love vibration, because it helps the collective of the planet, but it helps the collectives of the ancestral trees too. So I like that is the message. Is you don't have to worry about drive and trying and this and that and all that, and taking on responsibility for the world, but you can fill up with that love, and you can show them, when they're like, why are you so happy? How are you being able to do all this? You're like, because I found the love that's in here. It's in here, kind of energy. So I like that. All right. And then let's see what else they have here. You have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is letting go of the expectations, the people pleasing. And that is the Ten of Swords. They know you've reached that point. I'm just sick and tired of trying to live up to what everyone else is wanting me to do. And everyone has all these different expectations. And I have all these expectations in my mind that from generation to generation, all the ancestors, you have all this conglomeration of supposed to be's and need to be's and have to be's. Like, it's okay to let that go. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, because all of those things tell you to look into the outside world. The Four of Pentacles tells us when we define our worth by the outside world of relationships, situations, and things, we feel unstable because all those things are unstable. And that's all what we're taught, though. Again, look out here, but the real answers are that it's in here, is where all the answers are. And so I feel like there's this, you know, repetitive kind of energy of let all that go, let all of that go. and focus in on just feeling inward and upward with that love, fill up and overflow. That's how change happens. Um, and it's a win, 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 right? Below the surface, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Creativity, being true to your authentic self, allow yourself to express yourself in your true, authentic way. You don't have to do it a specific way. They're like, just let it fill up inside of you and share that love in your heart with the world in your own special, unique way through creativity, through, I don't know, just whatever way that brings you joy and that you want to do it, not, with everyone else, like what everyone else is wanting. Yeah. Chariot, movement, Cancer, moon energy, but definitely this energy of you get to choose. There is no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different outcomes, and they see the same thing. And they're like, yeah, all these rules with the Ten of Swords we passed down from generation to generation. Whenever we get a chance to everyone, screw the rules. Those were made up out of fear, and we passed them down. We didn't know. You can break them, you can stop them. You don't have to listen to those. Be you, be true to you. You get to decide. You get to decide the stories, the emotions, the energy, and your actions. Don't worry about us. We wish we could set you all free from all that stuff we passed down. And then so they're appreciative that they're able to communicate with us and do that as well. So I love that. And then the Two of Cups. Yeah. So emotional choice is very powerful here with the Two of Cups, it's like the Chariot card. But they're really zeroing in on that. You get to choose how you feel about any situation. And the more we realize that no one can make me feel any way, that I get to choose it, then we fear less and less about the future, because with that Chariot card and all this power of choice energy, we're told, like I said, we're given a lot growing up of what the stories of what something is supposed to mean about us when it happens out there, or about others or the world, how we're supposed to feel when something happens, all this opinion about how we're supposed to feel, all where we're supposed to invest our energy, all the physical actions we're supposed to take. And as we go through all that, it's like, oh my gosh, right? It's like, no, 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 no. But I like this because there's this freedom when you realize, um, well, one of the things we realize is that when I believe all that, I'm at the whim of the outside world. And that's why I care so much about the future, because if this thing happens, it's like we're a puppet on strings, right? If that happens, then this is how I have to think and how I have to feel and how I have to blah, 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 blah. But when I realize I get to decide, theoretically, I could decide no matter what happens next, I can be joyful about it. A joyful story, a joyful emotion, joyful energy, joyful action. I could if I wanted to. We have that back home already. Be boring if we did that. We've tried that before. And we can choose whatever we want to feel, right? But when I realize I get to choose, then it doesn't matter what comes next. I get to choose. So I'm not at the whim of the outside world or the future. I can come back to now and enjoy what is now. So I feel like that's a big piece of a lot of the energy they have here for you. So hopefully that helps, Michelle. And then let's get your fortune cookie. All right. Intention number 1 says, what if the only resolution you made was to love yourself more? Pretty much what we talked about, right? So I love it. That's what they have for you, Michelle. So many blessings to you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So, come on, mouse. Be nice to me. There we go. Moonlight. Let's jump here. Let's put your final timestamp here. And I'll give you guys an update on where we're at. We're almost hitting 3 hours, so might need to go take a little break. I won't get to any free readings this evening, but I'll talk about that here in a sec. All right. So, hurry up here. Moonlight. So the sneak peek. All right. So dig deep. You're wondering if S is trustworthy or if you are right about her being kind of a snake sometimes. Yeah, oh yeah, dig deep. Okay. That's what I read. Too funny. All right, Moonlight. Of course, remember, everyone's a mirror. So if I think sometimes the nice smile on someone's face can be a lie at times, then that's a reflection that, yeah, my smile at times is also a lie, right? I'm not always. I'll smile when I don't feel like smiling until I get in the car or get home, right? And then, rah, 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 rah. So I'm sure she's not alone. Sometimes people do, but trustworthy is the real question, right? Which it's funny because I was replying to someone's email earlier today, and I said, humans, when someone asked me, can a human be trusted? Absolutely not. No human can. We have this little thing called an inner child with fight or flight mode. And so whenever I feel my little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, alarms go off, I go into fight or flight mode. My intelligent, loving, compassionate side, I go into survival mode and everything. I need all my toys, right? Every human has it. Everyone's triggers are different. People who have worked on their triggers can be more trustworthy, but 100%, I don't know if any human, unless they ascend and become a master while in human form, can be 100% trustworthy because all it takes is one trigger that's left to go off. And now I couldn't trust him in that situation, right? So, you know, who can we trust? Spirit, the higher world. They are they have no fear. They don't go into fight or flight mode. They have no ulterior motives. They're not human. Human characters, always take trusting them with a grain of salt, right? So overall though, let's see if there's anything that they feel you need to really be careful with or watch out that could really um, impact you. But it's good to know all that because you are also not trustworthy um, when you go into fight or flight mode, right? None of us are, because all it takes is certain energies being in a certain mood, and we're not our normal upbeat, positive selves if that's our norm, and someone gets met with that, and they're like, "I can't trust you. You're not 100% the same all the time." Yeah, that's this unstable world. But let's take a look here. We do have the Eight of Wands. There is a lot of energy there with the Eight of Wands. I feel like they are a very, well, fire signy energy, which means that they can, you know, burst suddenly. If they get a flood of energy, they can go like a frying pan. They can heat up and cool off. Um, and if you're a slow cooker, you heat up very slowly and cool off very slowly. So there can be differences between us in that way too. But the Eight of Wands does show like they are very reactive at times. We have the Six of Cups and the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands energy with the Six of Wands. Four of Wands, you guys do have past lives together. And so there's a lot of, I'm going to say, well, other life energy that you guys have had together below the surface. And you are part of, this group that hangs out together in many different lifetimes. So you could also be picking up on some past life energies that are coming up too that might make it seem even more like, well, I think they do this, but it feels like it's so much more than just that. It's because there has been in the past as well with that. Let's see what else. We got the King of Cups. Overall, there's a balance between head and heart here. with the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is good energy just to remind that the people that come across our path are for us. They do help us. They bring situations to us to help us get out of our head and get and into our heart, and get out of our heart and into higher thinking, higher too, but bringing in a balance into life for us. Everyone's a mirror showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. So it's like, what do you want to trust them with, that you have fear around not trusting them? And I feel like that's a big important piece here, is to understand where that fear exists, because they are part of that uh, intention in this lifetime. Because I do feel like you guys have past life, and oops, I guess I put them down here. You could see them. These past life energies that are important to realize that they are there, not by accident, that there's not all these characters that are villains running through your life trying to hurt you and screw up your life or whatever, but that everyone is behind all these human characters is a powerful supernatural eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, the actor behind the characters, and that it's always for you, and they're not doing things to you, it's always for you. So it's like, well, if someone is not trustworthy along with every other human, is to show me, where am I not trusting myself, and where am I not being true to my authentic self? How am I lying to myself? What kind of lies am I portraying? It's all mirrors to reflect back to ourselves, right? Yeah. Judgment card. Our higher self wanting us to see things from a different perspective as well. And I like this because you have the Lover's card, which is about the power of emotional choice. So again, it's like all of this energy, I feel like they're bringing them across your path to show you a lot about your power of emotional choice and the decisions that you are making, in regard to that. So it's not so much about the character as much as the moral of the story, if that makes sense. Very interesting. Very interesting readings. They're just getting inventive. Like, what's going on with your spirit guides? Are they getting all they're getting all poetic? All right. That's what they have for that. So hopefully that gives you what you're looking for in regards to the interactions there. And let's see what your fortune cookie is. Yeah, feelings. And it says, healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. So it's part of your healing, your interactions with them, because it is, again, that mirroring, I feel there. All right. So hopefully that helps, Moonlight. And thank you again for all your donations. And hopefully you'll get some good sleep here. We'll send you energy, 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 a sleeping pill energy. All right. So that is what they have. So many blessings. All right, everybody. I am moving up on 3 hours here. And I do have some more donations, which what I'm going to do here, because I do need to go take a little break. I won't get to any free readings tonight. I'm so sorry. I do have an intention of wanting to get to free readings, but with donations, I do honor those. It's how I eat and survive. This is my living. So I appreciate it. If you try and you try and you try, and I because I'm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, and then Saturday afternoon from 11 to 2, and Sunday 11 to 2. On Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, I don't come back on to finish free readings. On Sundays, I do. So if you've been trying, or if you're like, I don't want to try every session, um, I understand. If you come back on Sunday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Mountain Time and put your question in, if I don't get it in the first 3 hours, I take a break, I come back, I finish them all out so that you can, um, do that. So, you know, apologies for not being able to get to the free readings. For the donations I didn't have here, let me take a look here. I'm going to make a little list. So we have Sudeshna. Hey, Sudeshna. So Sudeshna, it looks like we've got 2 so far from you there. Let me grab those real quick here. Okay, so here's for that question. And then here is for that one. Okay, and then we have Culture Envy for your second donation there. You want to know how will your review go next week? Okay, I'll grab that. And then Sudeshna, we have another one here. Okay, grab that. All right, I think I got that one. Yep, okay. And then I love it, Cat Lady of the Sea. All right, I love that. So Cat Lady of the Sea, let me get your name down here too. All right, and then Miss K, hey. All right, do you see your trustworthy partner coming this year? All right, perfect. So I do have so 3 for Sudeshna, Culture Envy, Cat, Lady of the Sea, and Miss K. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 6 donations, which I'm going to close down this session, go take a quick break, but I'll come back on. The one I'll come back on, it won't have a chat in it, but I'll finish up these donations. So that'll be a separate stream. But I will finish those up there, and I apologize. I did not get to any free readings this evening, but I will come back and finish up those donations here, probably within 30 minutes, if not sooner. I just need to go hit the little boys' room and get some more coffee and just take a moment to rejuvenate a little bit, and then I'll be back on to finish those up there. So if anybody else wants to throw a donation out, now's the time to do it. I will finish those up when I return. Let me just make sure there wasn't anything else in here. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry for all your free reading requests, everybody. I get to learn about guilt. So I'm so sorry. I really do. I understand not everyone's able to make donations, so I get it here. Um, hey, Anna, let's see here. Anna. Hello. Okay, hang in there. Hang in there. I see your message now. All right, everybody. Well, I am gonna head off here again. Thank you so much for all your love and all your support and all the thumbs up. It really helps spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful. I'll be back tomorrow morning from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. if you'd like to join me then. Also tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time, and again on Sunday, of course, from 11 to you know, um, 2 p.m. So if you're haven't been able to get to your free readings, definitely come back on Sunday between those, and we'll make sure you get a message from Spirit at least then. Saturday mornings, I generally don't get to free readings unless there's something going on in the world. I generally am full of donations then. Saturday nights depends too, but definitely Sunday. Please come back if you're not able to make donations and want a free reading. I'll definitely make sure you get one then for sure, if not before then. But so thank you guys again for understanding, all the love, all the support. And remember, as you're going through all of your adventures, that every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious, right? All right. Love you much. We'll see you guys soon.